unqualified morons playing tabletop. This is the Gateway Gamers podcast.
Hi, welcome to the Gateway Gamers podcast. I'm Bryan.
And I'm RP.
And this is a podcast where a veteran like me introduces the world of gaming to a noob.
Like me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of the Gateway Gamers.
Hey.
How are you, sir?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm good. We're back in person.
Yes, sir. We're back, baby.
It feels so much better.
Yeah, it's better than doing Zoom.
Yeah,
Always.
Zoom is a great option, but there's something about just looking across the table at you, smelling your
my
musk.
eyes.
Yeah.
But how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful out. We just survived a snowstorm last weekend, so it's...
Yeah. No, it was a pretty nasty storm.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't get hit too bad, did you?
No.
The city did, though. Like my
Yeah,
parents
we're
and-
outside the city, so I think we kind of lucked out.
We went up to visit Audrey's parents that night because they got like half an inch. Like they got like nothing. So I'm like, all right, let's go. We got a brand new car, so we can do the 4-wheel drive and stuff. So we went up and yeah, so it didn't too bad, but I know some other areas it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean
today it's supposed to be we had some freezing rain last night and whatever. This isn't a weather report.
yeah,
but
but I'm just happy the snow's gone.
Yeah, me too.
I
hate
like
snow.
the snow when it first falls, and then that's it. And then I want it to immediately melt.
Yeah, I hate it because we have our dog who is I guess they call it, I don't know what they call it, but it's basically like human hair, where it's like fluffy. He's a little white fluffy dog, so he gets absolutely disgusting
He's like wet.
in the wet and then the mud. So all this week, when the last couple of days it was warmer, so all the snow was melting, it was all wet, and then we had rain, so it was a huge pain. And now we have a foster dog too, so worried about keeping two dogs clean. I absolutely hate the snow, but when it first lands, it's pretty. Growing up, I had to shovel a lot, a couple properties, so I really do hate the snow.
And you grew up in a city, so it's like gray.
Yeah, it's
like
disgusting.
from all the exhaust. I tried to explain it to my coworkers because they're out in the burbs, and I was like, well, I lived in Northeast.
Yeah.
I was like, the snow is nice, but then it would turn like black and gray. And they're like, what? Why? And I'm like, because there's so many cars driving
Exhaust,
around.
dirt, all that stuff.
Exhaust.
So yeah, I hate the snow. Yeah, so I'm glad it's gone, and we're getting towards the warmer months and
I
the
can't
summer.
wait. Was it like 60 days until it starts setting? The sun starts setting at like 7 o'clock instead of 4.
I don't know. Puxatawny Phil saw a shadow. Nothing matters.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, another
I had to
stupid
teach my students
Pennsylvania.
that. They're like, what is it? I'm like, it's a groundhog.
We're known for our food and our groundhog.
Yeah, I was like, it's a groundhog that comes out and it tells the weather. And they're like, what? Even in like kindergarten, they're like, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, it really doesn't. I was like, but it's huge. So, like I said, just good being back in person. Anything new besides your new car? Anything you've been up to?
Not since we last spoke in our last episode. Not really. Revisited Ocean's 11 last night.
Okay.
I forgot how much I love those movies.
I think I've seen the first one.
They're all really good.
I
Even
remember
Ocean's
enjoying
8,
it.
Even Ocean's 8 was pretty good. But yeah, then the Mandalorian, the Book of Mando.
The Book of Mando Fett,
had stunk, and then it really picked up when Mando showed up, and that's just a tribute to how awesome of an original character that they made.
It's just bizarre, like how jarring it is, though, because like Book of Boba Fett's made by the same people.
Yep, it's Jon Favreau.
Yeah, so why it's so different? And it's, I don't want to get too much into it, but it's like growing up, Boba Fett was cool because he looked cool, and you didn't know anything about him. And that was it. Like, he wasn't like a great Star Wars character. He wasn't like my top 10 Star Wars character, but he was always like, oh, that guy's cool looking. Yeah. And now it's like, he's running around with his Charlie Brown head out, and like, it's just, he's too nice.
He even said he tried to pass his lines off to his co-star. But I think it's more so they're just setting him up. Whatever they're planning, I think he's going to be just a major factor.
I hope he turns into a bad guy.
Well,
but he's too nice. Like,
I have been very much against people saying, well, like, Disney ruins things. I think it's very obvious this is Disney wanting him to be a good guy. And it's like, that's just not who he is. It's like,
I'm hoping there's going to be a heel turn, though. Like, I'm hoping something
there should.
happens.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. But, Disney really just messes up Star Wars.
Yeah,
so that's why everyone was happy with The Mandalorian, and this really feels like they're what they want to do. But.
Yeah, I'm waiting for in the last episode, spoiler a bit, he hung out with Luke Skywalker, Mando, not Boba Fett. I'm waiting for him to be like, yeah, go hang out with my friend Boba Fett. And Luke being like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. That's co-host of Previously Recorded. Only biggest complaint was too much Luke, and that the CGI looked weird.
I think he looked
at
fine.
When he wasn't moving, he looked great. When he was moving, which I get it, it's hard.
There's only so much you could
But
do.
like the one time he did like a flip, and then you literally saw it.
It wasn't him.
It wasn't
yeah,
him.
a few of the shots far away, you could tell. But even my wife came in because
when he's just not moving, he looks great.
At the end of season 2, when he showed up, like it was a little janky. This, I think they did a much better job.
Well, they
this
hired
time.
the guy. Some guy did a YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
And they hired him, so he looks much better. They should just hire Sebastian Stan to play him
at this point.
But
anyway,
that's enough Star Wars.
Yeah. Let's save that for save that for your other podcast. So, I've been not really playing too many board games. A lot of Azul, actually. I talked about Azul last time. My wife and I have continued to play it a couple times. She'll ask to bring that game out, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good little quick game night. But I've been playing a lot of the new Pokemon game for the Switch, Pokemon Arceus.
Yeah.
And
cool.
I love it.
Good.
I cannot say enough good things about it. I know you're not a Pokemon person.
No, I enjoy the Battle Academy game that we played.
They had a card game, yep.
They're coming out with a new one, right?
Yeah, another. I hope they come out with one every year. It seems like maybe that was their plan, and then the pandemic messed it up. Because the last one came out in 2000. I'm assuming 20, and then this one's like the 2022 box, which is it's the same thing except 3 different decks.
That's cool.
So I'm hoping they're gonna just do that every year, and I could just buy them, and then just have like a
Pokemon
decent amount
cards.
of pre-made decks for when my son or nephew want to start playing. But the Switch game's awesome. Like it's different than any other previous game. It's a little more quote unquote open world, but it's not like there's still like there's giant areas, but you're still confined to a certain area. There's invisible walls, but you just run around, and it's kind of set 100 years in the past. So like Pokemon are like wild animals. They're not friends like they kind of are. So they run around, attack you. So you'll like be walking, then you'll turn around. There's this giant Pokemon running after you, and your character has to like run away. Like it's interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, like
cool. If I was into it, I would like it.
Yeah, it's just a fresh breath air for the Pokemon franchise.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's how I feel. Kind of about the Guardians game. I know we've talked
did you
about.
finish it?
I have not.
Okay.
I just had a conversation with the World Mind, so I think I have like 3 chapters left. And then
Okay.
I'm like almost done. But I can't get enough of it. I know why people don't like it. The story's great. I think the story's great. But exactly, it's the same thing. It's being in that world, being with those characters. You know, that's
that game was fantastic. It really was. Like I know I kind of poo-pooed the gameplay, but the story was amazing, and it gets even better. Like the next couple chapters, yeah.
Yeah, it's just they got the characters down, and like I know I talked to listener Shanks and other co-host Shane, and I'm pretty sure Shane didn't even finish it, and Shanks was saying like I probably want to play the gameplays. Like I don't, God of War can be about a guy who stole his goat, and if the gameplay's awesome, I'm still gonna play. I said that makes sense. I said that's why games, just like board games, are very individual. Guardians of the Galaxy could be great for 15% of gamers, or you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. Like it's gaming is very individual. Where I don't necessarily care about the mechanics. Like I still struggle in the game. Like I still lose. I don't win every time. But I'm there because I love these characters, and I think it's because it's pre-established characters. Like I have my interpretation of the Guardians, but like the lore is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool. It's just filling that out.
The world they set up is very cool. Like you were saying, the world mind. Like that's something they didn't cover in the movies.
Yeah.
But it's a big deal in the comic to see it in the game. Yeah. And they do a good job like fleshing out what it is. So if you don't know Guardians, you're coming in and they're like the world mind, and you're like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And then you see it and you're like, whoa. But there's little like things you find that kind of say like what it is and how it developed. And I think that's really cool about
oozes theme.
It oozes theme.
It
That's
does.
right.
That's
Our favorite thing to say.
we love.
So besides Azul, the other game that my wife has been requesting is an oldie that we've had in our collection for a while and used to come out a lot. And it got me thinking of kind of the games to present to you. And I figured with it being Valentine's, the month of Valentine's, that I would pick maybe some exclusive 2-player games.
Oh, how romantic.
So, box reveal.
Spirits of the Wild by Nick Hayes. The mythic...
I thought you said Nick Cage.
No, it's Nick Cage game. The mystical stone-taking strategy game.
I'll give you some back in the box.
Sure.
Then give you some info.
Back of the box.
Spirits of the Wild is an exciting strategic game of making mighty moves and taking powerful stones. It's easy to learn, but don't let the spirit animals fool you into thinking it's easy to win. Fate can be a tricky thing, and Cunning Coyote is always ready to pounce and prevent you from reaping the rewards.
Ooh.
This game's fantastic.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm not even gonna try to pretend on the second half that I'm gonna give it a good review, because it's a really great game. So this game is actually in high demand at the moment. Not at the moment, but for a while. It's out of print. It was a Target exclusive, and no one kind of bought it. This wasn't a game that anyone really talked about. We were in Target one day, and my wife was just kind of like looking in the game section and grabbed this, and it was like, I would say like $15 or $20. And she was like, oh, like I like the cover. Like, this looks fun. I was like, I don't know. I never heard of this game. And it was made by Mattel Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. Like, which isn't a huge gaming company. It is a big gaming company, but it's more like IP, like kids games.
Yeah.
Like, it's not known like Apples to Apples and
Yeah.
some other ones. It's not really known for like these type of games. So I was like, all right, I guess if you want to get it, like, go ahead. She brought it home. We played it, and it was fantastic. Like, I couldn't believe how good this game was. So I've been seeing this game a lot lately, like people kind of saying, like, it's out of print, I can't find it anywhere, and it being in demand. So it's like a really fun game that I hope either someone kind of reprints or it comes back in maybe a different version. Yeah. So I'll give you some basic stats. Came out 2018, plays for 15 to 30 minutes. It's an exclusively 2-player game. Like you said, made by Nick Hayes, published by Mattel Games, and it's known as like a set collection game. So you're going to be collecting stones of a certain color or a certain pattern.
Like Machikoro. Kind of?
Yeah, it was Machikoro. I guess that was set collection, yeah, because we were buying exclusive cards. So yeah, so this one is more based around stones and collect a certain color stones. And that's kind of it. A little bit of take that mechanic, as we talked about, because it's only 2 players. We're affecting each other's boards. And that's kind of it. I mean, I'm ready to play. It's a 15-minute game. We can knock out a couple games to get like a good idea of it if you're ready.
Yeah, let's go.
All
let's
right.
go play.
See you soon. And we're back!
We're back, baby! Yeah, we just played Breath of the Wild.
Spirits of the Wild.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What'd you think?
I was disappointed there was no Zelda or Link. No, I liked it a lot, man.
Yeah,
I thought this is a great game. This is something that we could sit there for hours, BS over and have fun playing. It's a good, very good 2-player game.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
I can never say enough good things about this game. Like, it really is, like, you and I were just kind of BSing and talking and hanging out while just doing
music.
Really quick actions, because it's not a very thinky game, but it is very like strategic.
Oh yeah,
thinking game.
I mean, like there was instances where I had to point out to you, and you're like, I wasn't thinking.
Yep,
so you do have to think and be strategic about your moves. But it's a super fun and easy game that took us a half hour to play 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think the first one took only like 10 minutes because the game has like a game ending mechanic that we'll talk about, and then I think the second one took about 20-25 minutes maybe. So a perfect like filler 2-player game. You said producer Audra would like this game a lot.
Yeah, she would.
So you could borrow it when we're done. My wife loves it. Like, it's just
I don't have anything negative to say about it.
Yeah.
I can't think of a way to improve it. I enjoyed everything about it.
Yeah, it's a really well done game. So let's go over kind of how it plays. So Spirits of the Wild is a stone-taking game, as we said, just for 2 players. The object is to get the most points. The most points are by collecting these different color stones. There's 6 different color stones. There's like blue, a darker blue, white, orange, yellow.
The salmon color.
Yeah, like a pinkish color.
Coral.
Yeah, so you collect those, and in front of you is a board of different like constellation animal types. So there's an owl, a rabbit, a beaver, a salmon, and a turtle. So on the owl spot, there's indents for you to put the little like gems in. If you get same colored pairs, so there's 3 spots with 2 indentations. So you're trying to create 3 pairs of the same color, and each one you score is 3 points. For the rabbit, you just want to get 3 different colors. So you just want to get like white, salmon, and yellow. And that's 6 points if you complete that area. The beaver, there's a 3 of a kind and then a 2 of a kind. So if you do the 3 of the same color, you get 5 points. If you do the pair, it's 2 points. If you do them together, it's 7 points.
Yep.
Plus the 5 and a 2. So that's a pretty heavy area. The salmon area is 1 of each color. So you want to get 1 of each in that area. And then the points escalate as you go. So if you get like 1, if you only fill 1 in there, it's 1 point. All the way up to like 6 points, which is worth 13 points. And then the turtle is all of 1 color. So you either collect all of the white, all of the yellow, or all of the blue, and that escalates as well. So 1 is 1 point, but if you complete all 5, it's 14 points. Additionally, there are clear gems, and the clear gems come out of the little bowl mechanic that we'll talk about, and they lock the area as well as double the points.
Yep.
So if you put a little clear one in there, it like you can't put any more in there. And there is some strategy to that because there's only 5 of the clear ones, and if 5 of the clear ones come out at any time, the game is
Even
over.
if they're just sitting in the bowl, game's over.
So there is like a lot of strategy and mechanic to the game, which I think is interesting, but it's also super simple.
Yep.
So there's just what?
You explained it to me in a minute.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, so there's 6 cards that sit out in front of you. Each player has a little board, and then 6 cards. So the 6 cards are your action mechanics that you want to do.
You can add 3 to the bowl and then move the coyote. You could add 2 to the bowl, take 1. Then there was 2 of take 1s. There was 1 of take 2, and then the magical card at the end where you could take from the
spirit
power
power deck. Yeah. So in the middle of the table is a little bowl, and then you have like a little satchel full of the gems that you pull out. So as RP said, if you play the take 1 stone, you take 1 whatever color you want out of the bowl. There's the add 2, so you take 2 randomly out of the bag and put them into the bowl. So as you're doing that, you place them on your board, and as we said, if 5 of the clear stones come out at any time, the game's over. So no matter, even if you're close to completing your row, it just ends. Like the game is done. So that's like the stressful part, because you've got to kind of plan like, all right, there's 4 clear gems out on the board. I'm not done this, but I could still play the clear gem to double the points that I have, but it also locks what I'm working on. So it's a good like risk. Like, am I gonna risk locking this?
Yeah. So every time we played it, I wouldn't lock it until I had to. Say there was just 1 clear gem in there, and I had that's the only card I had was to take 1. But I would wait until all of them were filled. Maybe that's why I lost. I don't know.
Yeah, you did lose both games.
I lost both games. Yep.
So I'm really good at this game. I think my wife finally beat me the other day we played this, and she was pretty happy. But generally, I've kind of...
I don't know. Your wife beat you a lot.
No.
I'm telling you. Every time you guys are playing, I beat Bryan twice.
She's lying.
I don't know. Why would she lie?
The other night, though, we did play 3 games of Azul and 2 games of this, and she did beat me. She was 5 for 5. Like
wow.
And that's why this is the last episode. Yeah, because I am not a gamer anymore. So there's no magical strategy I have, though. It's just
it's
just luck. Yeah, it just kind of works out.
Some of it can be strategy, but like I was trying to plan ahead, and then you would foil it. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna move this coyote and add the final one, then the clear one. You'd foil it because you were up next.
And that's the thing. You could look at your board and kind of go, all right, he's going for a lot of the like yellow gems, and there's only a finite number. So if you're trying to do the salmon, which is all the same color of yellow, I know if you're looking for yellow, I'm just going to start taking yellow and throwing them in other areas just to kind of slow you down. You talked about the fox, moving the fox around. The fox is a cool mechanic. It's a little like rubberish fox totem.
Coyote.
Yeah,
but it's orange because it's orange. Yeah. It looks like a fox.
Yeah, but it's a coyote. So the coyote is just something that kind of moves from board to board to slow the other player down. That's the take that mechanic that we kind of talked about. So if I flip over 2 of the take 1s, it makes a coyote face. And I can move the coyote onto RP's board, and that keeps him from putting any of the gems onto that constellation. So if I put the coyote on the beaver, he can't add any more to that area. And that's like a cool mechanic. Like I thought that was cool because eventually once those clear gems start coming out and you want to stop somebody for doubling, that's where you just kind of throw it.
Yep.
So you did that to me a lot and like slowed me down big time. And on top of the Coyote, there is the Spirit Power cards, which are 6 cards that are out. There's only 2 out at a time. There's 2 stacks of 3, and they also give you special actions.
Yep.
You can't use them until 3 of your action cards are flipped over. And you play the card that uses the Spirit Power and recovers the card. So you play the Spirit Power, and then you flip all your cards back over. Some of these cards are overpowered, which is why they kind of rotate in and out. And then
Yeah, I was surprised. The one thing about this game I was surprised about was the number of cards there were. There's like next to none. There's 16. We have 5 each, and then there's 6.
Yep, the 6 of the power cards. Yep.
Which I was just shocked about by that.
Yeah, and then some of the power cards, like I've kind of played with my wife, and I'm like, this is a weird power. Like, why was this? But like the deer. So with the 2 piles, like there might be a power that's at the time not really unified. Like you don't need this. You're like, I don't need to utilize this card right now. Why is this here? And you actually use the deer super effectively. So the deer is you take 1 stone from your board. So it's from your board in front of you, not the bowl. And then you throw it in the bowl and then take 2 stones. So at one point, you were forced to take a yellow you didn't want. Because when you play the card, you have to do it. So you took that yellow off and actually took a clear to like open the board up, right? Isn't that? Yeah.
So I took a...
No, you had a clear on it.
I had a
that
clear.
Got forced,
so I had a clear on the force. So on the second one is 3 different colors. So I had 2, but I was forced to take the 1 left, which was clear. So I locked it. So I used that deer mechanic, and I removed the clear, and I added it back to the bowl. And then the second part of that is grab 2, take 2. So there was a yellow in there. So I took the yellow, added it to the 3 different colors, and then took the clear again, and utilized that card to probably the best ability that you can. That's the one thing about the game that is tough. It's like you just have to, there was one that I didn't use, which was 3 of a kind and 2 of a kind. But if you're forced to take it, like you're forced to take it, so you could be building and those 3 of a kind, and you just need 1 more left or need 2. You're forced to take the yellow, and it throws it all off. So there's a lot of different things in this game that you can kind of do a workaround per se for it. It was just different.
Yeah, and I think in that way, it's really
challenging,
and it's well designed.
Yeah,
that they made that mechanic.
Yep, absolutely.
Because like I said, of all the times I played, I don't know if I've ever utilized. I always saw that card. I'm like, what? I don't understand the point of this card. Like, why would I take 1 off? And you utilized it perfectly. Where it's like, all right, I got forced to take this clear one. I locked this out without finishing it. Let me take it off, and you basically just took it back, which makes sense. Like, that's why it's there.
Yeah.
So if you lock it by force, you can unlock it and either finish your row and then lock it again with the one you just put back in, or just take completely 2 different ones. So I thought that was neat, and I think that's why this game is really well done, because it's designed...
I could have sat there and kept playing it.
Yeah.
We just had to come back and finish recording.
Yeah. This will be one...
It's a good party game. Well, it's 2 people.
Yeah.
But like if when you're coming over, a nice palate cleanser. And just to shoot the biz and talk,
Yeah, it's a good, quick, as I've kind of called, like filler games. Like if we're playing with a big group and 2 people just need to play a game, like this is a good one just to play real quick. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of it. I mean, like I said, it's a shame that it's hard to find. We normally don't cover games like this, but I also don't have too many exclusive 2-player games, and that's a theme I kind of want to go for.
Yeah.
But if you can find this game, I mean, like I said, I think MSRP was $15, maybe $20.
Yeah.
So if you could find it on the aftermarket at that price or slightly more, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I would add this to my collection.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic game. The artwork's great too. Like it's just constellation of the animals, and it's just a really nice looking game, and I can't say enough good things about it. Like I can't. Normally we can poo-poo one thing, but this game I really can't.
I have nothing that I would want to either, So yeah, I agree.
All right.
All right, so we recommend this game.
Yeah, highly recommend this game.
Get it if you can.
If you can find it, absolutely.
All right, so What you got next for us, host with the most?
So I want to revisit zombies because
Again?
they never die.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So in our Kickstarter,
Our kick or kickstart it.
all right. So the Marvel Zombies, Simon, Spin Master, Disaster, or Amazingness has ended officially.
Okay, so it's done.
So it's done. How much do you think it made? I don't remember how much it was at last time we talked.
Weren't they at like... They weren't at 4 million, right?
They might have been. How much do you think it ended at? It's finalized.
It had to double in what... So I would say... Let's going off of if they're at 4... They were at 4 million. I
Okay.
would say maybe 8 million.
So they are slightly over $9 million.
Okay, so I wasn't too off there.
Yeah,
That's insane.
with 28,000 backers, almost 29,000 backers. Since we last talked, they added a Hydra box, so which has
Cool.
like Zombie Loki, Black Widow, Red Skull.
Yeah,
Like they
that's
kind of like they're very smart. Even with this Marvel United, they slowly like they don't put the whole Avengers team in one box. They put like one here, one
yeah.
there.
Yep.
Like they
'Cause
kind of
then
know.
somebody's going to be like, I need to have all the
Yep.
Avengers.
Yeah, so this one has like Nick Fury and Widow and Red Skull, and then it has like Zombie Loki and Zombie.
Red Skull's not a zombie?
No, and he has just the Tesseract or the
Power,
Cosmic
Power Stone.
Cube, whatever it's called.
Cosmic Cube.
Yeah. The other one they put out is the Sentinel Strike, which is
Yeah.
a Kickstarter exclusive, and it comes with 3 like oversized Sentinels, which you know I love, like
Yeah, but the
oversized.
shipping on those are
Well,
crazy.
they're not as big as Galactus, but they're bigger. The box is only $40, but it only comes with like 3 Sentinels, and then Professor X, Zombie, and regular.
That's cool.
Which is I can't imagine a zombie Professor X like just probably just mind controlling everyone to come get
That would
eaten
be
like
so
that. So I'm
cool.
sure that's cool. And the one that almost got me. What would almost get me?
It would have to have had Mysterio.
Yep.
The
So they put
Spider-Man
out
box?
a Clash of the Sinister Six.
Ah,
Not Spider-Man, but all the Sinister Six members. So it had
that's cool. That would have got me too.
a regular Mysterio, non-zombified, the Lizard, Black Cat, and then zombified like Doc Ock, zombified Sandman. But the Kickstarter exclusive, because that one will come to...
Zombified Sandman. That's cool.
Yeah, the
Is
kick.
Mysterio a zombie or no?
So the Kickstarter
Exclusive.
exclusive was a zombified Mysterio. So regular
much was
Mysterio looks
that?
cool, like he just like kind of put his arms up in the air, and it's like magician. The zombified one has a giant like puff of smoke underneath him, so he's in the air and his helmet's busted, and there's a brain in there. Like,
cool.
so that was the one where I was like,
How much was
"Ah."
that?
Probably like $40.
On top of the regular box?
Well, I wouldn't be able to play that box unless I had the regular box.
Yeah. So
So the regular box I think is like 100.
So 140.
So 140.
For Mysterio,
Just
zombified.
Well, it's coming to the stores eventually.
but not the zombified.
But not the zombified one.
Well, then
which,
what's the point?
it's fine. I'll
Say
still have a
it's
little
Preston.
Mysterio figure.
What did Preston get?
I think at the end he sent me a text and it was
He
over.
did.
It was
He
over
said
like
too.
$200.
I was like, you're crazy.
Yeah, I said, good for you, man. Good for you. No kids, no wife. I know he's listening, and I'm sorry, but that is the life to be able to spend that much money
Yeah.
on that. But so we'll be playing the game with him, and I'll be extremely jealous in the end. Something that interesting that popped out though was I found out that the one of the developers, when they came out, they would do like videos, and they said they were told by Marvel they could not zombify 2 characters. What 2 characters do you think they could not zombify?
That's a really good question. I'm going.
One's obvious, and one's not.
I would guess Tony Stark.
Nope, I'm pretty
Is-
sure
is
he's
he a
in the
zombie?
main box. He's a zombie.
Like him or Cap, I would think.
Nope, he's a zombie as well.
Stan Lee.
No, I don't know if Stanley's in it, but that would be awesome.
Two.
Two-
You think it's obvious?
Yeah, one's very obvious why, and the other one's...
Oh, Black Panther.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they were told they couldn't zombify Black Panther for Chadwick Boseman, obviously.
yeah,
like they
that's what-
couldn't.
Same thing with the show's not doing it too.
Yeah, well, in the comic, he wasn't zombified either. He was the same story as What If. He was kind of being cut up to
And
fed to the
used.
zombies, yeah. And the other character's Spider-Man.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. Too.
Which is weird because in the comic, Spider-Man is
Becomes a zombie?
the most tragic zombie because he eats like Aunt May, and
Oh.
he's the one that like he's
I
the
wonder
heart
why.
of it.
I wonder
So
why.
I guess just because it's Spider-Man, like that's their golden child right now, so they don't want to
True.
do anything. And they were also told no Punisher at all.
That's weird.
which is odd. And I think it's because they're rebranding Punisher right
they
now.
are. Yes, they are.
Because at first people are like, oh, because of no guns. But meanwhile, they have...
No, it's his logo.
Yeah.
His logo, the Punisher logo has been used in ways that Marvel didn't anticipate, so that's why they're rebranding the character.
Yeah,
so I guess that's why.
Yeah, he has a new logo. I don't think he's using guns now. Like they're almost making him like a samurai kind of.
Huh.
Like it seems like they're going more towards that way. Like
whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, oh, maybe it's because of his guns. And meanwhile, they made like a crossbone figure, and he has like 8 guns attached to him. So I was like, I don't know if that's it. But I thought that was interesting. Like that
is pretty interesting.
Marvel does have like a tight leash and is like.
Oh well, yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying like that they're like, no, you can't make this character a zombie.
Well, like I get the Chadwick Boseman thing.
Yeah, absolutely
but also,
that one.
The character's bigger than the person. Like it's not.
That's always a debate. Yeah.
It's not the MCU Marvel zombies. This is I mean, unless maybe they're thinking of having it with the show, because Marvel Zombies is going to be a spin-off animated show. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Maybe. It's interesting. I just thought that was like a neat... and then as soon as I heard like Black Panther, I was like, okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's respectful.
Yeah,
like I understand that.
Absolutely.
So that was kind of it. I thought that was a big enough one to kind of go back to, because I don't know if that broke the record for biggest...
It's got to be
like Kickstarter, but it's up there for sure, because I
feel like it was a
Exploding
shorter
Kittens was one of
Kickstarter
them.
too.
No, same time. I'm pretty sure it's a month.
Just a month.
Yeah. Another Kickstarter that kind of came out. I mentioned Exploding Kittens, the same company that makes Exploding Kittens, coming out with a new game, which we loved, Throw Burrito, which is also a Kickstarter game. This one's called Hand to Hand Wombat. Yeah, as stupid as they are.
No, but
they're
thing.
really good with these names.
Yeah, that's their thing.
It's
funny.
Just started. By the time this episode comes out, there'll be 20 days to go. They already destroyed their goal. They wanted 10,000. They are at 471,000. So it's like by the end it'll be in the millions. Hand to Hand Wombat. I may back this. I haven't backed a Kickstarter in a while. This may be the one I back. Well, I'll get into that. How you play is, it's essentially like Werewolf or Secret Hitler. So everyone has a secret identity card. You're given, I think it's 3 to 6 players. Each person gets a card. They're either the bad wombat or the good wombat. The game is essentially making pyramids. So you get different sized bricks or like square pieces, and your goal is to make a pyramid as best you can. Sounds easy. So once everyone gets their cards, all the pieces are thrown on the table. Everyone closes their eyes. Okay. Everybody. You have to build the pyramids with your eyes closed.
Okay.
So all the pieces are on the table. Everyone has like a little like tower skeleton kind of, just like a pole like what's that child toy? Where like it's the rings that create a tower. Yeah. That's exactly what it is, except they're squared. So everyone has their eyes closed. They're trying to build this tower with their eyes closed. The bad wombat is trying to sabotage and break everyone's towers.
Okay, that's cool.
All in real time. So this is on a table. Everyone has their eyes closed.
I like that.
You're trying to build a tower. If I'm the bad guy, I'm just reaching around, smacking towers, and or moving pieces around, or putting pieces on towers to not make a pyramid, to make it a different shape.
Yeah. Do you have your eyes open as the bad guy?
No. Everyone has their eyes closed. So at the end of I didn't really read it over. There is a certain time limit, maybe like a minute, probably less, because a minute would be a lot. After let's say 30 seconds, everyone opens their eyes. You look at your towers; they're all disheveled or perfect, and you choose who you think was the bad wombat sabotaging.
So does the bad wombat also build their own too?
No.
But then doesn't that kind of...
Well, there's one in front of them. Maybe there is. Yeah, I didn't look into that. I'm sure there is, just to kind of throw everybody off. Yeah. But you have to vote as a group who's the bad wombat. If you vote wrong and kick off a good wombat, game keeps going. Your goal is to kick off the bad wombat, or as the bad wombat, have everyone mess up.
That's funny.
Like their tower enough to survive.
That. Yeah, I'll probably back that.
That's a great one to not only play
while you're drinking,
but to watch.
Yeah. Oh, true.
So how funny would that be to
I was gonna say that'd be a fun game to play while you're drinking.
And drinking, but to sit on the side and watch 5 people play this game would be pretty fun in itself. If you have like a group of 13 people and you're just like, hey, we're gonna play hand-to-hand wombat, you guys got to sit out, but like watch us.
Yeah, no, that would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem sitting that one out for sure.
Yeah, so to get the retail copy is only $22.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, kick it.
I mean, even if I don't
Kickstart.
even if I don't kickstart it, it's gonna come to Target and everywhere else eventually for that price. Probably.
Bye.
Bye. But for $40, I get the golden wombat, and it comes with a fanny pack. And any unlocks they do, so they might unlock more. I don't know, because I don't know how really what else would they would unlock, but anything they do, I would get as well.
Okay.
So I might just do the $40 one just to get
Nah, I'm alright.
any exclusive. I know you want it, but to get any exclusive stuff and then like a fanny pack. I love it.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, you got a kid. You may need a fanny pack.
Yeah,
at
rock
some
a fanny
point.
pack.
I
My
love it.
funny story, fanny packs. My family's in Disney World. They're probably home now, but my sister was rocking like a 25th anniversary like Disney fanny pack.
Really?
And my mom's like, look how much fun your sisters have at Disney. And all I saw was a fanny pack. I was like, this dork. But I was like, you know what? That's the place where you wear a fanny pack.
We were in Busch Gardens, and I literally stopped in my tracks because I saw somebody with a fanny pack, but it looked like his belly was hanging out. Like it was perfect. And I was like, oh my. I was like, oh,
They
that's
got
like,
me.
They got me. Because typically that stuff's pretty obvious, but this one was like perfect.
I think I've seen. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was funny.
So yeah, so I might. I don't know. I feel like $40 isn't
I would
ridiculous.
kickstart
Yeah, that's definitely a
that.
game that I want because like I said, I enjoy Exploding Kittens. We loved Throw Burrito. I want to get the expansion and play with our family. Yeah, like something. I think Throw Avocado. That might be it. And so this game is. I immediately saw it. I think actually listener Preston, previous guest, sent it to me and said, "Check this out." And I was like, "Oh, that's amazing!" Like because it just came out. So
It's crazy how on the money he is with that stuff, but he doesn't really play.
no, he's not a gamer,
He's a
but
collector. He's a collector.
Yes, but apparently he is a Kickstarter stan. Like he just loves Kickstarter. But yeah, so that's definitely something in the future we'll have.
Yeah,
because
I look forwed to it.
I kind of need that. The next year's Ocean
Producer
City
recorded,
retreat.
yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of it. I figured we bring back a segment we haven't done in a while.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready to super fight?
Super fight?
All right, so super fight, as everybody knows, is this game we play and cards. Yep, that's how you explain it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. So you guys all know what we're talking about. No,
Yeah.
it's just it's a party game from Skybound. You pick two fighters. Well, it depends on how many players you have, but obviously we're just two people. We have two fighters. You pick their power or advantage or disadvantage in a fight. You kind of argue who'd win.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. It is a really good fun, just party game. Just drinking around with your friends, just being like, oh, this guy versus guy. But this week we have a Girl Scout and a mermaid. So who'd win just without powers?
Girl Scout.
Did Girl Scout win over a mermaid?
They're standing on land.
So yeah, that's where you
Depends.
That's
It's
where
an
you need the
advantage.
advantage and disadvantage. Cause I
If
think a
they're
mermaid.
if they're in the water, it's game over.
Yeah,
But
just drown her.
if they're on the land, well, even if the mermaid's in the water, I mean, the Girl Scout can stand on the land and throw cookies at her.
Okay, so there you go. So that's it. They're
Or
a
just
draw.
keep feeding her the cookies. They're so high in calorie that
Yeah.
she wouldn't be able to swim. She would just sink.
All
There
right,
you go.
so we're at a bit of a draw
Yeah.
already. So this is why you need the power. The Girl Scout is made of guacamole.
Okay.
That is in a berserker rage.
Okay.
The mermaid slows time when her eyes are closed, and there's 3 of them.
This is tough because if the Girl Scout goes in the water, she'll probably dissolve if she's made of
Guacamole.
Like, eventually, water dilutes all that. And there's 3. You're already
There's
at a
3
disadvantage.
mermaids that can slow time down.
Yeah. I gotta go with the mermaids.
Yeah, this
There's
is one of those scenarios where you need like a land
Yeah,
option.
you need more detail there.
So go into it. All right, what's your
All right. Well,
what's
if
your
she's
scenario?
in a berserker mode, she's probably gonna smash whatever whole avocado is in her left that makes her up, so she'll continue to be mushy.
Okay.
Yeah, then the mermaids would just win. These days, the mermaids just gotta play the waiting game. The guacamole will go bad.
Yeah, she'll just brown.
She'll brown out.
No one's gonna buy her.
Yeah. Nobody buys stale guacamole. So I go mermaid.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go mermaid too, which is...
It's fun.
It's just like...
There's 3 of them.
The fact there's 3 of them and they can slow time. One can flop on land. The Girl Scouts and the Berserker rage.
All the mermaids gotta do is eat the Girl Scout.
Mm-hmm. The mermaids, or the Girl Scouts and the Berserker rage, so she's not thinking. She's just gonna run.
She'll run into the ocean.
Yeah, and that's
fall
it.
right into her
Fall
trap.
right in and just get swooped up, and then...
They'll feed her to the fishes.
Yep, and then Sebastian the Crab and all the friends will just eat her up.
Under the sea.
We'll be done. That's it. So this is why we stopped playing Super Fight. So sometimes it becomes so one-sided, but being made a guacamole was a good...
Hey, well, it was nice to be a part of the world, you know?
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You had to put up this for that silence, but I get it.
Yeah.
But that's it for this episode. Happy Valentine's Day to all my lovers out there. Oh, yeah.
Guys, you know we have our merch.
That's right.
Available. Check the link in the bio on Redbubble, or just search Gateway Gamers or Previously Recorded on Redbubble, and you'll find us. Remember to rate, like, and subscribe. We appreciate any notes we get, whether it's criticism or not. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, reach out. If you're a new listener that just kind of discovered us, go back and listen to some of our previous episodes. They're okay.
Yep, and for 3 bonus episodes, visit our Patreon. No, I'm just kidding.
No Patreon.
Eventually,
Somebody actually reached out and said, like, we got to do a Patreon, you think? I was like, no, because then we actually have to do work.
It's a job,
Yeah, it's a job. This is still just fun for us.
Yeah.
We just love getting together, recording, and you
more
guys...
fun. We'll do $100 a month Patreon.
Yeah, it's just...
And what you get, 1 episode.
Yeah.
That's it.
You'll get it on Thursdays instead of Fridays. Just 1 day early. Yeah. But, yeah, we're going to get that Joe Rogan money.
Yeah,
then we're on Spotify. We'll get his contract.
There's money for that. But, yeah, guys, thanks for listening.
Thank you so much.
Happy Valentine's Day.
See ya.